Welcome to the Art Project. We're going to make some pinch pots. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy this video, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this square into a circle or into a sphere by just kind of denting the corners of it and working it like you do, like when you were a kid and you would work Play-Doh into a ball. Yeah. But I like to dent the corners in a little bit first, so it's just like boom, 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 boom. All right. It doesn't have to be a perfect sphere, but get it kind of round. All right. And then you're going to take part of it and you're going to put it in your hand. You're literally slow motion throwing a pinch pot. Right? When they do it on the wheel, that's called throwing a pot. I don't know why. Well, I do know what it's called. It used to be, I forgot what language it was. Whatever language it was, the word that they used meant turning. And it got translated into English throwing instead of turning. So, but anyway, so you're going to turn a pot on your little miniature potter's wheel. So I'm like, turn it and pinch it. 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 When I pinch it, I'm not pinching a whole lot. If you pinch it really fast, it's just going to kind of crack open, like Play-Doh does. Play-Doh is horrible for this sort of thing, unless you treat it really gently. And at the same time, I'm going to kind of like form the outside, and I want it to be round, right? So I'm going to pinch and kind of form, and pinch and form. Y'all can't see this, can you? I'm like pinching it down and turning it a little bit, and pinching it and turning it, pinching it and turning it. I don't want to go all the way through. So at some point you don't want to, you don't want to go all the way through the bottom. So at some point you kind of need to turn sideways. And so now I'm kind of on the side of the pot. And again, I'm turning it and pinching it, 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 turning it and pinching it. Imagine a circle has 360 degrees, right? If you could manage to slightly pinch every 360 degrees, that would be the best way to do this. Slightly pinch every 360 degrees and then do it again. Slightly pinch every 360 degrees.
All 2 pi. All 2 pi.
All two, what?
360 degrees. It's just 2 pi.
All two pot?
2 pi. Pi.
Oh.
This is art.
All right, so I'm starting to form it into this thing. It's nice and smooth on the inside because my thumb is basically just pinching and rubbing it in a circle. But on the outside, I'm getting a lot of my fingers, But you can come back and eventually that'll sort of work its way out. Now, once you get it to this part, and by the way, I'm pretty close to the thickness of a pencil now. So I don't want to get it, I do want to get it thinner than this, but not a whole lot. And so at this part, I'm going to start forming it. If you want it to stay, the easiest thing to do when you're making a pinch pot is to get this thing to go out like that. It's going to do that naturally. And if you don't want that, then you've got to be aware of that. And so as you're forming it, try and keep it, kind of going in a little bit. It's going to want to do this naturally because you're squishing it outward. But if you will keep your hands and just kind of be aware of the top of it here, you can make it stay nice and tall. No, it's up to you. You can kind of do whatever you want to. And we've got enough clay here. You can do 2 or 3, and we'll just pick the best one. The first one might, you might not be too proud of your first one. Okay, so now at the top, I've got a bunch of little cracks. Y'all see those? If you play your cards right, you can really easily smooth those over. There's a point where you will have worked your clay so much that you won't be able to, you just won't be able to seal those cracks back up. Technically, you could go and get some water, and you could use the water, spit and do that, and you could probably smooth it, but I'm not going to allow that, because if you go and get water, then when you come back, we're going to have a really big mess. That's just gonna start turning things to mud, and we don't wanna do that. So if it gets all crackly and you don't like it, let's just get another piece of clay. If you want it to be crackly looking, well, that ain't hard. All right, so now I've got the most basic pot I can make. Y'all can add decorations to it in a way if you want to, or whatever. I'm gonna show you a couple more things. So now you want your basic pot to stand up, right? So you take it and you go, and now it's got a flat bottom that it'll stand on. If you want a really flat bottom, now it's got a really flat bottom. Control that, I don't think I got any of that on video. There we go. All right. If you want a smooth and flat top, you can do it that way. Then you'll take it and maybe smooth that out a little bit more, move the clay around. The clay will basically move where you want it to move if you push it that way. But if you push it, you might crack it. My wife can baby this stuff into any shape she wants to baby it into. And I sit here, and it looks like I'm doing pretty good right now, right? But if I were trying to make something a little bit more sophisticated or complicated, it's crazy. But my wife, she's like, all you gotta do is this. Masterpiece. Okay.
Turn it on.
Yeah.